Kelsey, one of the things that you shared, speaking of power dynamics, was this metaphor. I really, really liked it. It was in regards to the family gathering, like in the house. And this is kind of paraphrased, but you said adoptive parents would be at the adult table. Adoptees are at the kid table, no matter the age. And birth parents are on the porch looking through the window with the casserole that is going cold.
Such a Midwest reference.
It
to
really
the
was. I mean,
too.
that's probably why I resonated with it so much, especially the casserole. That's
Yeah.
very Midwest. But speaking of these power dynamics, as a birth parent, how do you enter into the house, so to speak? Is it a waiting for an invitation type of thing, or is it I have a key already, I'm just going to walk in, or do you just kick the door down, break the windows down, and just jump into the house? How do you get in?
So don't do that. However, I do think that my answer is different depending on who I'm talking to. Sure. When I'm talking to adoptive parents, I'm like, you have to open the door and invite them in. That's your job. When I'm talking to birth parents that have not been let in or have told they can't come in, I say keep knocking because you don't want to get to a point where your kid turns 18 or 25 or 40 and is looking for you, and you said, I gave up. I stopped knocking and I went home. I think I talk a lot in the book about our responsibility and how it doesn't go away just because you terminated your parental rights legally. I think we have a moral, emotional duty to our children. And so, and I know that any number of, layers of trauma and complexities can complicate that. But generally speaking, I really do stand by that. And so for birth parents who have been shut out, like keep knocking. And also, but also when it gets to the point where the adoptee is old enough and has a voice, and if they don't want you to keep knocking, then that's when you stop. It has to be led. You have to let your child lead that.
Sure.
So if they tell you stop knocking, I understand that's really hard, and we can work through that, and that's a separate conversation. But yeah, you've got to respect that and stop knocking.